Hey everybody, this is Josh here at the Green Beret, here to give you a quick tip on how to preserve and prevent corrosion on your ferro rod. So your ferro rod, when it comes, it'll be all black like this, and that's a protective coating on it that prevents oxidation, it prevents corrosion. Well, as you use it, you're scraping away that material first, and then you're scraping sparks off of it, and you'll get this nice shiny bit of exposed material. Well, now that material is exposed to the elements. So over time, if you're not using it a lot, it does have the ability, you have opened it up and made it more susceptible to corrosion, especially in a saltwater environment. So if you're using it around saltwater, before you coat it, I recommend, before you coat it to protect it, I recommend that you rinse it off with fresh water, dry it off really well, and then protect it from corrosion. And one of the biggest tips, I guess the most common tips that I see going around, is to use clear nail polish and cover that exposed part up and protect it from being able to get oxygen, prevent it from the air being able to reach that exposed material, causing that corrosion. And while I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, the technique that I like to use, I think, is a little bit better and a little more useful. So what I like to do instead of clear nail polish is I'll just use some petroleum jelly. And with the petroleum jelly, I'll just take some and I'll cover up that exposed portion with kind of a light to medium coat, and that effectively also seals it off from the air, prevents moisture from getting to it, and that will prevent corrosion as well. Then I'll pay additional attention to the lanyard hole. What I like to do is get a little goop, put it there on the lanyard, and then use the lanyard to drag it through. With the other side, use the lanyard to drag it through, just to make sure the inside of that gets a really good coat. And now I can put that in my tool roll. Now if you're concerned with, this being a soft wax and getting all over whatever you're storing it in, then you can put it in a plastic bag, saran wrap, cling wrap, whatever, or you can wrap it in some brown paper, and that would work well as well. So you could use that to store it, and if you use the brown paper bag, it'll also be a good tinder source after you're done. So why I like to use the petroleum jelly instead of clear nail polish is I think it's more useful. So I can just take the tinder bundle that I'm getting ready to use this on, and I can use that to wipe off the excess petroleum jelly on here to expose it again, and then that adds an accelerant to the tinder bundle that I'm about to use, kind of like a Vaseline soaked cotton ball. So that allows me to scrape directly into that now petroleum jelly soaked tinder bundle, and actually have a lot more success with the ferro rod that way. So once I've got that cleaned off, it's still going to have a little bit of residual on there, but your knife spine will take that off, then nothing changes. Pull out my garboard, pin and pull technique. And I'm good to go. So that's it, folks. I don't use the clear nail polish technique because I think that adding petroleum jelly does a really effective job at preventing corrosion on my ferro rods whenever I'm storing them away. And the added benefit is it gives me an accelerant that I can wipe right into any tinder bundle that I'm getting ready to use when I take it out of storage. And of course, if you use it all the time, it's not really that much of a concern. But if you are going to store them, they are susceptible to corrosion, and it will ruin your ferro rod. So just a quick tip. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe if you're new to this channel. New videos coming out every week on this, survival techniques, bushcraft, preparedness, homesteading, cooking, you name it, we're into it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the woods.